Welcome to Working Man Wisdom. This is episode 12. 3% raise, $36 million CEO. You ever sit in a break room staring at your check, realizing that your big yearly raise was just 3%? And you're supposed to smile like you just won the lottery? Meanwhile, the CEO, the guy whose office you've never even seen and the guy who has no idea you even exist, he just made $3 million this month. That's right, this month. Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about today. I used to work at a company where the CEO pulled in around $36 million a year. That's $3 million a month. But for what? For showing up to shareholder meetings and nodding while someone else gave a PowerPoint? I know there was way more to his job, but whatever he did, was it really worth $36 million a year? This man received a salary, stock award, stock options, and a couple different bonuses to get him there. Meanwhile, the warehouse was running on $17 an hour order pickers and $22 an hour forklift drivers, as well as supervisors who were not fairly compensated either. We were the ones who made the engine run, not the CEO. Every box that was picked, every truck that was loaded, every last-minute order filled, we did that. You did that. And still, we'd sit in those all-hands meetings while upper management told us how proud they were to announce a 3% raise, like we just got invited to a flippin' country club. That CEO bonus, it didn't come from brilliance. It came from the sweat of blue-collar workers just like you. That 3% raise, it sounds decent, maybe, until you realize inflation jumped 6% that year. So while your paycheck got a little bump, your grocery bill, your rent, your taxes, your gas tank, everything else went up. More. You didn't get ahead, you fell behind. You just fell behind a little slower. But those upper guys, they'll pat themselves on the back. They'll hand you a tote bag with the company logo. Like that's going to pay for braces for your kids or car repairs. And what do they tell you when you grumble? Hey, be grateful you have a job in this economy. Just be happy. They don't want to talk about fairness because if they did, the whole system would fall apart. You know it, I know it. Now look, it's normal to feel frustrated. I've been there. I've muttered under my breath walking out of that building, swearing I was done. But bitterness is a slow poison. And let's face it, if you take poison, you die. It feels strong, but it just eats away at you. What you need is not bitterness. You don't need that bitter, that poison, that negativity. What you need is clarity. You've got to find your power in the one place they can't touch, and that's your perspective. That's where this next part comes in. Here's something I've been doing, just kind of kicking it around. Every Friday night, I grab a notebook and I draw a line down the middle of the page. On the left, I write what they control. On the right, what I control. Now, their side's got things like, my pay, the rules, my PTO, my vacation, raises, things like that, company culture. But my side, now that's where things get a little bit more interesting. My effort, I control that. My time outside of work, I control that. My dreams, my budget, my side hustle. Do I have a side hustle? Should I get a side hustle? That's all on me. My pride, my voice. And when you look at it written out like that, you start to realize they may control the time you're on the clock, but they don't control what kind of life you build around it. Muhammad Ali once said, I don't count my sit-ups. I only start counting when it starts hurting because they're the only ones that count. That's what being a working man is all about. We count the hard days, the double shifts, the weekends we gave up just to make ends meet. Those guys up there, they'll never understand that. They think wealth is about stock options, boardrooms, cars, suits, talking heads. We know it's about showing up, even when everything hurts. You want to talk about strength? It's the man who keeps going when he's underpaid, underappreciated, and still gives his best, because that's who he is. So yeah, that 3% raise might not feel like much, especially when the suits at the top are cashing checks that could feed an entire town. But don't let that grind you down. Let it wake you up. This system might not be fair, but you still get to decide what kind of man you are. You still get to decide what kind of life you're building after hours. You still control the one thing they can't buy: your heart, your hands, your hustle. Hey, if this episode hit home, do me a solid. Smash that like button like it owes you some money. Subscribe to help me fight the algorithm that favors, videos like cat videos over real talk like this. And be sure to hit the bell so that you never miss an episode. And I like cat videos, don't get me wrong. I would just like to get some subscribers and get this word out. And that word is that you matter. You matter. Just say it 5 times. You matter. Hey, I'm the working man. And this is Working Man Wisdom. Real talk, real respect. Until next shift, take care.